like Meowpoke picking Cursed Hollow is because Conbox SEA, before their Conbox SEA, they were two teams.
That's
Alright, Renovasho and Relics. Both of these teams, they dominate on Cursed Hollow. Absolutely dominate. They have like 3 different variant of strategy on this map. And you see immediately banning out the ETC already.
So they know exactly what it is that is plays really well in the Cursed Hollow. I mean, being a big map, you'd expect the ETC, especially with its stage dive presence, it's gonna play a huge role in this kind of map.
It's also because there's very little, nooks and crannies. That's why ETC will have a lot of space for good mosh pit. We saw that in the games just now. But they are flying through the draft, Teddy.
That's right.
And we're looking at a fault stat for Global. Meowpoke respects Global, picks up the Haka. Vala, most consistent range damage dealer. Wow.
Yeah, they are definitely speeding through the draft here, and instantly, like you mentioned, they go straight for the globals. Falstad, also a really interesting global as well, seeing that Combox actually prioritizes Falstad over the Haka here. Do you think this will tie into the strategies whatsoever?
Well, definitely. It really depends on how comfortable the team is on Dahaka. Dahaka is a melee at the end of the day. They have 2 melee players. And all that thought, it's going to be Muradin, Malfurion. Alright, so back to the debate on Dahaka. Dahaka, we have seen some Dahaka from Enever. It is not like the best I've seen. I think he's not that confident on Dahaka, which is why they prefer to go for Falstad. Falstad is a very old hero. I think it came with launch.
That's right.
2 years ago. so it's almost guaranteed they want to play safe. Now let's talk a little bit about the Muradin and Malfurion.
Well, I mean, Muradin is definitely a powerful main tank here. He's the main damage soak for this team. So it seems like they might be going for a ranged assassin, maybe in the next 2 picks, but we might see. After all, main damage soak, you can also say that he can peel very, very well for the entire team. Single target heals on the side of Malfurion as well.
Yeah, I feel that the main job of Muradin here is just to stick on the Vala.
Yeah.
And that he's going to be able to negate a lot of damage using Avatar and stuff like that. Malfurion, of course, one of the most consistent healer here. But you look at the ban, that Zarya, I like that ban a lot. Meowpoke is saying we don't want any shields. However, there's still the possibility of Zay's favorite hero, the Medivh.
The Medivh, right.
The Medivh is going to be so good.
That's right. I mean, we've seen the Medivh play today, and it was pretty consistent. I mean, with the portals and everything. Definitely something to look out for on Meowpoke's side.
Alright, so do they want to snatch away the Medivh? Are they confident with a Medivh? Because Medivh is not easy to play, alright? You need absolutely good positioning. But guess what? They don't care. They're pulling out the Zeratul so early on. This is a Zeratul map. And Meowpoke is saying that we have a Zeratul play here. We don't need to worry about all this, big AoEs. What we have is the Void Prison. You want a ley line? So be it. We're going to Void Prison. We'll reset the fight, and that's okay. Auriel with Vala, great synergy. I like that a lot.
That's right. I mean, Auriel, we've seen a lot of great synergy coming if you choose Vala, Auriel, and Zarya. But obviously, you wouldn't want to risk Zarya going onto the other team. But still, the amount of damage and sustain that you can give from Auriel to Vala is really going to be invaluable here. So, definitely a good pick on the side of Meowpoke.
Yeah, it looks very clean here. Now, Conbox is thinking, do they have any option apart from the Medivh? They are used to running 2 main damage dealer. Medivh is considered one with Master's Touch completed, and Falsa is the other one. They got some good global here, but they may actually want to go for a little bit of well, if they have something up their sleeve, they're gonna show now.
They have to. They have to.
Okay, so standard. This is just textbook Arthur's Greymane. Not going for more shields whatsoever. Arthur's gonna be a bit sticky. Works very well against the Haka because he's got almost no mobility. Unless he goes for the Burrow talent, the one that allows him to move while he's burrowed.
That's right. And I guess Meowpoke will definitely want to go for a main tank right now. I mean, the Haka definitely looking like the off-laner soak here. So to actually get the main tank to protect. So you mentioned that the Muradin is there to stick to the Vala. And you wouldn't want Vala to go down before the team fight actually happens. So they need to find someone to actually protect the Vala right here.
I like how they have Muradin Arthas, 2 tanks in the same team. Can really apply that frontline pressure a lot more, and I feel that having both of these tanks going directly diving on Vala is fine. And at the same time, you have 2 very mobile backliners. Falstad with Barrel Roll, Greymane with Dark Flight disengage. They're gonna be okay against Zeratul. The key issue here is how is Zeratul going to complete this whole objective? And you're right, it's gonna be a second Derry tank coming in. Anoop, in fact, I think will be taking the role of a main tank. Dahaka in the offlane soaking. I like this a lot. Also know that Anoop is so good on this map because he has got beetles. Those beetles will really just be very painful to deal with at those summoning moments where you're trying to get the tribute.
That's right. I mean, the beetles can basically interrupt the channeling. And I mean, beetle build, it's actually pretty fun to play. I mean, we don't really see it, and it's pretty unlikely, but it's actually pretty fun to play a beetle build. And I think fun thing to throw back to, I mean, yesterday we actually saw Zeratul going against the Falstad yesterday's game. So let's see if they will be able to basically pull this off with the same kind of execution level.
It really depends. It really depends on how safe is the Falstad going to play. Do note that they're up against really experienced players here from Conbox, so Zeratul's going to have a lot to prove. All right, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let's go directly into our first game of this set. Meowpoc versus Conbox SCA on the red team. Conbox SCA, we have NSJ onto the Falstad, Mer will be your Merdin, and Zace on the Grey main. Endeavor will be your Arthur. Stronger will be playing that Malfurion.
That's right. On the other team, Meowpoc, the blue team, or Meowpoc on the Oriole, Peter Xiao on the Anoop, Exaric on the Vala, the Kurza, of course, on the Zeratul, and Zesan on the final, none other than the Dahaka.
It looks to be very good. I really like how this is playing out here. You got two globals, you got a really good amount of soak, and you got a fantastic pause before the game begins.
That's right.
What
As you
more
mentioned,
can you ask for?
the best formula for the best game.
Yeah,
a pause.
you
right
always want to pause. Just so that, oh, you know, you just forgot your coffee before you go into the game. Oh, wait, I need to pause. I need my coffee. I need to make sure I get my donut. I need to make sure that
I need my
get
energy
my back
drink.
rub.
Oh, that's back rub.
Yeah.
It's important for every game.
Important. Absolutely important. That's what the pause is for.
That's right.
Who are we kidding? So we'll wait a little bit while the players figure out, but let's talk about the laning here.
That's right.
How do you think they should lane?
I mean, we've already established pretty much who are going to be the likely off laners for both teams. I mean, we have a Falstad on the side of Conbox, and we have the Dahaka on the side of Meowpoc. So these two pretty much are going to be your off laners. The question is, however, how are they going to rotate? How effective will the rotations are going to be? And like we mentioned, the most important question, how effective is that Zeratul going to be?
Yeah. First of all, this map really works for Zeratul. There are lots of space for pickups, lots of space for solo roaming. I don't think they're gonna roam much as a team. I feel that it's better to have the Zeratul do that solo lane, apply pressure on the Falstad, make sure NSJ is playing it safe, and Dahaka can push the lane a little bit better, because if you match Dahaka against Falstad, it's almost guaranteed Falstad is going to win that lane.
That's right.
Dahaka may have Barrow, may have those Essence, and he's going to be able to sustain, but that doesn't mean that he's going to have an easy time against a range damage dealer. So having the Zeratul keep the Falstad in check is very important, and also at the same time, there's other possible targets like Grey main. But that really depends on Anoop, because Anoop it's not easy to play Anoop, alright? This is not a Hero League games, unfortunately. Landing those stunts have to be a must. When you land those stunts, there needs to be follow-up. The good news is, however, they have got Oriole. With Detainment Strike, they can land a good stun, a good follow-up, and it looks like the game is back in motion. Alright, just a few seconds right off the gate, and it looks like Meowpoc's taking a very, very nice stuns in the mid lane. They're just slowing the creep down, which works to a certain extent. This is how you do it in Heroes of the Storm, because one hero is not enough. You need a whole team to do it.
Yeah, and here's the thing. I mean, if we dissect Meowpoc's composition, they can go for a more pick-orientated build. I mean, you have Zeratul and you have Anoop as well. So with all that CC coming on the side of Anoop, they might be able to land a bit more kills, especially if you take Drag into consideration.
All right. Very nice. Scouting Drone actually reveals Zeratul. Do take good note of that. On this note, the split seems to be pretty okay. We have got that Arthur's top lane.
Oh, interesting. So Arthur's going on the off lane, while Falstad in the middle going against Anoop. So do you think Meowpoc will actually go for a rotation here, or are they comfortable with this?
I think Meowpoc is already set. I feel that Conbox SCA, what's probably going to happen is that they'll leave Grey main bottom. Both the Malfurion Murdin goes to the mid, Falstad flies down bottom, and then you have Grey main leaving the lane. Or they can do this exact same thing they're doing now, which is apply a lot of pressure. Hold that thought though.
Oh, here they go, coming in with the entangling roster, but will be able to save himself for the Burrow Strike and just escape with just a little bit of health.
Alright, look at the same mirror pressure from Meowpoc on the top lane. So effective. They've got the Oriole. She's kind of like the most combatant type of healer, where
That's
you
right.
really need to do damage before she can heal you.
That's right, and I mean, pairing her up with a Vala, definitely a really good choice here. So now, it just comes down to pure math. 3 heroes on the top lane and 3 heroes on the bottom lane who can deal more damage, and they don't seem to be rotating there. 1 hero to actually try to defend against the lane, but it seems like in this case, Melpok is actually doing a better job on the top lane, but Hold Your Thought will be able to catch in the entangling route, but still managing to escape. Holding lane so well is Melpok.
Yeah, Melpok meanwhile top lane already downing the fort. Now, this is where RNG is really going to come and play, because the first tribute, wherever it is, well, it does matter a lot, alright?
right.
So if it's the top lane, Melpok clearly has the advantage. Do note they are already going to the Siege Golems, a little bit late on the side of Combox. They just started,
So,
and...
I mean,
Oh.
yeah, oh wow, the RNG, it's gonna favor.
Okay, so what's probably going to happen here is that Arthas needs to come down. No doubt about it. Can they kill the Falstad mid lane first? NSJ playing so safe. Dikurza from behind.
That's right, they're just going in. You're absolutely right, they have to take the Falstad out if they're going to do so. And here they come, here goes the drag. We'll be able to take the Falstad out, and Falstad successfully eliminated from the equation. That's going to probably give them an easy tribute here.
Unfortunately, a little bit too slow, because they were not able to rotate in time to just, contest for the tribute. If they could have killed Falstad in the mid lane, I think that they may have stood a chance in summoning that tribute in the bottom area. But right now, this is still okay, alright? They still should apply a little bit of pressure at bottom to try and make sure that those Siege Giants can take down this fort.
Yeah, I mean, that was really unfortunate. It was sort of a clean execution. They tried to go in, but the Falstad knew that he was being targeted. He went down, and he just successfully delayed the tribute taking on the side of Melpok. So, really hats off to them.
Okay, ZSN here.
It's going in.
That's cute.
Trying to take the Siege Golem away. But still, most important on the bot lane for ZSN, he just needs to soak. He can join the team fight anytime that he wants, as long as he doesn't die. And he's doing exactly that. Still maintaining the fort on the bottom lane, making sure that they don't do anything. But however, on the side of Combox, like you mentioned, Babel, Falstad against the Haka, definitely a good counter against the bottom lane. And here comes the second tribute.
Alright, 10 seconds. And you see Arthas immediately leaving the lane. He's thinking about it. Not sure whether he wants to pop back on, but because that's already here, the scouting drone will scout him out. And at the bottom area, you have Falstad also rotating mid-wise. They may be looking for a fight on the side of Combox SCA, but we'll see.
I mean, after all, this is the tribute favoring the side of Melpok. So Combox has to overcompensate a little bit here, and here we go.
Alright, so we see the roots going in already, and Ever trying to keep it alive still. Pins and Xiao leading the front. Falstad a little bit caught off. ZSN trying to come in from the flank, but Zace pulls back quickly with those extra swipes. And Mer dropping very, very low now. And it seems like the stun's going to connect onto Arthas as well. The fight still goes on.
That's right, after still going on, they're still sort of trading blows. They're not exactly committing into the fight. But this is still going to be an advantage of Melpok, as we just saw Melpok with the aura. But here we go, the dragon's coming in, and he escapes just a slit of HP.
Perfect cleanse coming in there. Have to give Stronger the shout out. But that also means they have lost this tribute. Officially, Melpok picks it up. It's 1-1.
That's right. So again, this is sort of RNG playing a part as well in the map, putting it a bit of favor on the side of Melpok.
Alright, so you can see that Daka's already on top. This is the advantage that Global has, where because the tribute's at the bottom area, Zeratul is going to be able to rotate down a little bit. What I would have loved to see is Zeratul going one-on-one against Falstad. You see NSJ, he's playing so safe. He's hiding in the shrubs because he knows that against Zeratul, you can never afford to play aggressively. And now, do note that Teddy, because 2 tributes at the bottom lane, the third one's going to be on top. This is where it's going to matter.
That's right. So with the third tribute on top, it's going to see how the Globals will actually respond to this. And we see actually NSJ, he really has to play defensively right now. Not just the Dikurza there, but Pinscell will be joining in. But here he comes, Stronger actually going in, pushing him away. They know that they have to give him the opportunity to soak as much as possible.
Okay, slight mistake here from Melpok already. The next tribute will be on top. They don't have the global hero in the bottom lane, which means that Falstad can easily fly up. Anoop needs to ride that, I don't know, flap the wings fast enough to get on top.
That's right. So you're absolutely right. So let's see if they can respond to that, if they can spot this mistake. The tribute is coming out really soon. It's going to be a bit huge here. If any team that can ride on the momentum for that, that's going to put them all the way. And it looks like potentially level 10 is coming on the side of both teams.
Okay, we also see the Siege Giants pushing bottom. So Falstad's got an option now. He can either stay there, can go up and help. Level 10 reached by Combox SCA. Melpok also reaching a level 10. I think it's more likely that Melpok will not contest this one because they don't have the correct heroes in the correct place. Anoop would rather go bottom. Falstad should have stayed there, but he's worried about the Zeratul, which is at mid lane, so that's fine.
That's right. So, I mean, still good plays on both teams. Melpok, they knew that they couldn't get the tribute, and 2 out of 3 tributes, still not much to do a lot of damage onto the forts. They gladly give it up instead of going to do anything risky, and definitely hands off to that. That's a really good play. On the side of Combox C, they knew exactly the advantage they are going for. They took the tribute, and now both teams are actually going for the boss. Okay,
this is where it matters because there is Mighty Gus on the false side. I don't think he's going to be able to snatch this one though. It's going to be so clutch. Meanwhile, top lane, they just picked up the boss. Melpok slightly slow on this one as well. Zessen comes in, Wester Drag looking for it. There goes that Mighty Gus already being used. That means that this is not going to be a goal unless the whole team comes in. It is going to be close. The boss going for the stun. Curza with the Void Prison, buying more time. Is it going to be enough? Curza still going on to the false stat. The boss will go to Team Melpok.
Wow, and I mean, this is crazy. The whole team fight is coming in after capturing the boss. They're still going in for the team fight. Zessen going in for the backline. The backline still no more peels right now.
And alright, Mur holding the front. Stronger. He did have his Twilight Dream still up. No Tranquility, so the kills kind of have to go one by one. You have the boss pushing both lanes. Unfortunately, no minions for the bottom for Melpok because they still have those 6 giants pushing for them now. 2-man stun in behind. Xcarrick trying to do a good job. Pizza Cell the flank behind. The Twilight Dream silences the Zeratul. No Void Prison and he goes down. We also have Endeavor trying to hold the front. Pizza Cell is going to have a little bit of saving grace there in the form of the Crystal Aegis. It's not enough. Vala will go down as well. And Pizza Cell on the Anoop will also be going down. Melpok now completely lost. His friends nowhere found. It's a 5-man team wipe.
This is insane. Team aggression coming out on the side of Combox C. I mean, it went sort of back and forth, but still, Combox was still able to maintain the team composition, and they will be able to capture the next tribute, giving them the curse.
Alright, so here we have a very interesting problem from Melpok. Remember the Siege Giants?
That's right.
They had a keep now.
Wow. This is insane. So this is exactly why we go for the mercenary camps before the objective spawn.
It was, I think it was 2 tributes ago. It was 2 tributes ago they picked up the camp. Alright, then they went for the tribute and they fought the bosses after that. But hold that thought, we have a fight.
That's right, this going in, they're going to be caught off guard and will be able to land a drag on Mur. Mur is in huge trouble right now, being sandwiched basically, but he managed to jump away to safety. Good job on him. That would have been devastating though.
Alright, they could have burned the Void Prison to straight for the Mighty Gus, but it's not going to have much of an impact there. Here, they would rather go back to defending the lanes because it's under curse. 15 seconds left, the meat fort goes down, the map opens up for Combox SCA.
That's going to give them a huge advantage, especially with a bigger map. I mean, we have globals. We're always talking about globals, and this is why you want to open up the map. It allows the globals to travel more, to increase the amount of EXP that you can actually get.
Okay, a small little thing to note is that Void Prison by Zeratul was a little bit too early in the bottom area. I feel that they could have allowed Combox to come in a little bit deeper because then they could have punished Combox a little bit better as well. But still at the end, oh wow, very much a valuable stun.
That's right, that stun was able to quell the aggression on the side of Combox C, and that would have been devastating if they actually commit into the fight. You can say they were actually going to go right in, and before that they were just stopped by the Anoop. Really good stun there.
Look at Combox SCA, they're playing so aggressively this game, trying to even invade the Siege Giants on top. This is insane.
That's right. I mean, so much for patience is a virtue right now. I mean, they're just going in and trying to find out the picks. I believe that they know that they are pretty much stronger right now, and they will want to find the picks to actually build on this advantage that they have.
Okay, so this is why you don't pick Cursed Hollow against Combox SCA. You see, you have a little bit of a mistake just by the Dahaka's positioning, and then you lose the boss, and then you lose the entire curse, and then you lose all 3 forts. So here is where I think Melpok's looking for a soft reset. They're looking for a fight pre-16 so that they can at least even the level gap a little bit.
I mean, that's right. So if you want to make sure that you don't lose out when the other team reaches 16, you have to actually go for a fight. The question is, how is this fight going to start? I mean, you have Zeratul roaming around. He's actually very actively still looking for the kills, hiding around in the bushes here.
So it's interesting that Malfurion is always sticking with the Greymane, but the Zeratul is not going for the Falstad. I feel like that's a big mistake because scouting drone from Malfurion just scouts out the Zeratul. Whereas, you see now, he's trying to rotate the top lane because there's a Falstad there, but the Dahaka's already gone.
That's right. So, it's really, like we mentioned, from the start of the game, you really have to see how the Zeratul can actually pick up the kills, and it seems like so far he needs a lot more to actually secure those kills. Go for any of the heroes just roaming around on the side of Combox C.
Okay, so few seconds before the next tribute. Currently 1-0 in the tribute count, and this is just the first game. 12 minutes in, we're looking at Combox SEA getting that level 16 talent, which is why you don't see Meowpoc coming in.
That's right. I mean, going in before level 16 is just disaster on the side of Meowpoc. So giving the tribute, definitely a good call here. So right now, Meowpoc knows, at least the good thing is that they know they are currently in the disadvantage. What can they do currently to actually try to turn this around?
Currently for Meowpoc, first and foremost, Dahaka should not be here. He should be soaking top lane. Zeratul should be here, but that's not happening, so that's a bit of a mistake. The stun going in, you can see the Burrow already being used. Adaptation could be proc soon, but there goes the Crystal Age as well. Just so much disengaged. Mer dropping so low.
That's right, so much actually just going in to try to save the Dahaka, making sure he doesn't die. It works, but at what cost? And right now, Combox C is actually going for the boss right now.
This is so greedy. This is so greedy. There's a pause going on, but if they are really thinking of contesting this boss, it would blow my mind. There is no Avatar, and yes, no Crystal Aegis, but that's okay. There's also, I think, Adaptation is down. I'm not sure which is it. Maybe Rain of Vengeance instead. Let me look at this big screen I have here. Okay, yes, it's a Rain of Vengeance. I think she used both charges, so it's gonna have to win a bit.
Adaptation is here though.
Yeah, there is still Adaptation.
Yeah.
That's right. So I think they can still hold a fight. With Void Prison, it could still be a possibility. The game just came back on, so let's take a look.
This is going to be a huge moment though. Are they going to contest for the boss right now? Yes, it's going to be greedy, but they will be able to take a pick off a noob. That's going to be huge.
Big mistake there by Anoop. Just completely chain locked by Mer, as well as the roots coming out. They have got just so much CC, and all of a sudden this is not greedy. This seems like the right call already because they were able to kill that Anoop.
I mean, picking up the boss when there's still 5 heroes on the side of Meowpoc, definitely greedy, but they still capitalized on that. They knew exactly anyone who was coming out of position. With all that chain CC on Anoop, he was just unable to hold his ground, and here comes the tribute here.
Yeah, this is gonna translate into a lot of advantage for Combox. Why? Because they got the offensive boss. All right, they pick up the tribute, they go for the defensive boss, which is the boss that's on their side of the map, and then they threaten 2 bosses on the keeps of Meowpoc. They will have the map pushed out. They will have easy access to the 3rd tribute.
That's right. So, I mean, everything so far is going on very, very well, actually, on the side of Combox C. And if they don't do anything risky, this could be game for them. So, the risky move previously definitely was going for the offensive boss. And it was a gamble, but it paid off. And right now, it's a lot for Meowpoc to actually defend against this aggression that has been happening since the early game.
Yeah, Combox SEA played this perfectly. They are able to apply pressure right from the bat and afterwards continue this pressure to the level that they have got 2-level lead right now. They also are threatening the Siege Giants. They'll be able to get it pretty easily because there's a boss in the top lane already. And this is just going to translate into a very big top lane Protoss ball.
That's right. I mean, if everything goes well, they can definitely go for a keep right now. But here they go. They're just going in. Crystal Aegis has been popped.
Alright, nice Gus. The Void Prison comes in, but where is the follow-up? Mer now uses the Thunderclap. Here comes the Avatar as well. There is almost 0 fallout from Meowpoc's side. There's nothing they can do. The boss is still alive. You see a little bit of extra help coming from the Burrow of Zes and Dahaka. He uses the drag. There's a bit of blind going. Dahaka does go down finally, but Mer's still alive somehow. Goes down towards the end. There is also the Twilight Dream coming out. 4 versus 3 here. Sorry, 4 versus 4. And the stun's coming from Anu. So much of a value going in. Greymane does go down as well. Vala goes down, and we still have 3 versus 3. And this lane, man, the Siege Giants doing so much work, doing a lot of extra pressure, and the tribute's up.
That's right. Definitely the team fight would have went so much differently if there weren't the Siege Giant and the boss.
Oh, big mistake. There is the favorite chicken wing for the Curza. He gets it, and he tears it apart. Eats it like a savage beast. Unbelievable.
That was huge. I mean, by just flying there, they're still going for the risky plays, which is pretty mind-blowing. You wouldn't want to go for a risky play, seeing that your first risky move actually paid off.
I feel like they shouldn't have taken the fight at the top lane. They could have just, played a little bit safer, pick up another chem in the mid lane, go for the tribute thereafter. It's still okay. But here, seems like there is a little bit of hope here, Teddy, for Melpok.
That's right. I mean, with that gamble that actually was really risky, and Combox paid the price, Falstad went down, and finally, it seems like the levels are getting more equal right now. 2 against 2 tributes. The next tribute will definitely matter.
It's a little bit unfortunate because the timing of the next tribute should coincide with level 20 for Conbox. I think they're going to be close. I'm not sure if they're going to get it. They are not soaking the lane. There's no Falstad. He's still dead for 5 seconds. Man, this is going to be close.
This is going to be really close. It just became a momentum that is on the side of Combox. It just swapped around, and now it seems like a very even game. So you're absolutely right. Combox has to focus on soaking the lanes and get to level 20 as fast as possible. The team fights will be so much easier if they get to level 20 before the next tribute.
Okay, I think they're going to get a 20. I don't think Melpok is in time. They're trying to soak the top lane. You see Falstad going up already. And there we have it, level 20 against 19.
This is going to be huge. So are they going to contest against the tribute? This is going to be crazy. What is the shot caller going to say here? It's going to matter. It's going to impact this entire game, actually.
Well, in this instance, the Curse is too far out. Tribute spawning. I think they're going to concede this curse.
Alright, they're going to concede this curse, meaning that they will give the curse to Conbox, which means that they have to defend with their lives, or this can potentially be game.
Alright, yep. They need a level 20. You see the Dahaka top lane still trying to soak. He's going to half back home right now. The structure is not going to help the team in defending. You have Conbox applying a lot of pressure mid lane, and there's a bit of extra help from Mercenaries in the bottom side. The stun onto Anoop. Anoop now in a little bit of trouble. The stun still coming in. The Aegis goes down. But look at the anti-synergy. The Mighty Gust comes in, and NSJ barrel rolls out immediately. So close. Twilight Dream from Stronger, pretty effective, but it is not going to be enough.
But it doesn't matter. All they have to do is to actually go for the keep, which they do exactly that. It is not about the kills. It's about maintaining your dominance. And still, the level is still 19 against 20.
Right, it still don't have the level 20. The stun on Auril. Auril don't have Crystal Aegis, and there goes the support. It is not good for Melpok, but the damage on some of the members, they're pretty okay. Nice Baru coming in from the Dahaka, but it will still mean death for him. 2 men down, and Melpok gets torn apart bit by bit, pieces by pieces. Pizza Xiao now in a bit of a trouble, gets taken apart as well. It's a 5-man team wipe. You have the core going down. What a game to Combox SCA. And ladies and gentlemen, this is why you don't pick your opponent's favorite map.
That's right. I mean, they played so well, Combox C, and they knew they knew exactly the kind of strategies they were going to go for, and they executed it pretty well.
Wow, he bounced the core. This is gonna tilt. This is gonna tilt Melpok a little.
That's right.
Well, I hope they come back a lot stronger in the next one. This is obviously a great display of discipline on the side of Falstad. He took an aggressive flight, and he paid for it, full tax and everything. But at the end of the day, it's about the fact that I feel that it's a really well-executed game on the side for Conbox. There were small little mistakes here and there on the side of Melpok, like, laning options, the Haka top lane not being able to contest the tribute, which resulted in his really big push, losing 2 key fights mid-game, which include the fight at the boss area, which also included a fight thereafter. I think it was level 13-ish, there was a fight. Last but not least, the saving grace was the top lane approach, where they were able to keep Vala alive. Vala was doing a lot of right-click damage. She went for the right-click build, so it worked pretty well there.
I mean, one thing that we also saw as well is the sort of questionable laning practices that we saw on the side of Melpok. Like, for example, during the defense, you were saying that Zeratul should be there and Dahaka soaking the lane.
Yeah.
But however, Dahaka was actually at the bottom lane with Zeratul roaming out somewhere. So do you think that that could be the better way to actually come back in that kind of scenario?
I feel that, I mean, it's a very good question. I feel that there is 2 things that didn't go didn't go the way for Melpok here. First of all, is the fact that your Zeratul, he didn't really apply much pressure. He was kind of like soaking the lane against Anathis for some of the games, for some of the time there in that game. There's also the second problem there, which was the rotations from the Haka, like you said. The timing of that was wrong, because 2 tributes in the bottom lane, you want to have 1 on top. We have some key moments, by the way, guys, from the last game. We're going to bring that to you right now. This is wow. Look at this overlay, so good. All right, so this is one of those fights. You look at the flank coming in so strong, but the Twilight Dream, man, Teddy.
That was insane. I mean, they just basically melted the entire team away, and there was no way they could actually come up from the fight. And you can see now, slowly but surely, the positioning was just crumbling against the force of Conbox.
Yeah, it's just that the team is playing so aggressively. Normally, if you have two heroes behind, you want to be able to take down the back line, but that's not good. This is the second fight. This is a key mistake. Crystal Aegis was burned about 5 to 10 seconds early in the bottom lane. Why would Anup do that?
That's right. I mean, you did mention that this is a greedy play on the side of Conbox, but I think it could make a bit of sense as well, seeing that during the initial aggression, actually all the heroics was burned. That was a good way to actually capture the boss.
Oh, that's so close. Muradin, because it's Mur, I think he died. Anyway, 4 versus 4 still. You look at Zaze being applied so much pressure, then Vala came in cleaning up, and Vala then paid for the price. They lose the range damage dealer. They are forced to stop this fight here. But this is one of the most insane fights I've seen Meowpoc pull off. They were up against a boss. They are up against Siege Giants. This showed that this team has got a lot of potential. And this is where the fried chicken wing delivery from KFC comes true.
Yeah, I mean, that was a huge mistake on the side of Conbox C. The initial push, though, without the boss and without the Siege Giants, I think it would have went really differently.
Yeah, this is another key mistake, positioning again. When you have Muradin at level 16 picking up the heavy impact, the one that has a stun when he jumps on you, you got to be very careful, because that's where he's gonna jump on the back line over and over again. He's gonna look for those opportunities. Also, we didn't mention this in the cast, but I'm just gonna point it out right here. He's got rewind.
Well, that's right.
So he's got double jump stuns, double storm bolts, if he lands the storm bolt, but that's double jumps, double land storm bolt. That's a lot of lockdown provided for the team, which will really help Falstad secure those extra kills. Also gonna help Greymane a lot. And it seems like we talked a lot about the last game, but here we are going into the second game.
That's right. We
Game
are going
number
to
2.
the Infernal Shrines.
Okay, this map, not the best map for Conbox SEA. They picked it because they have been training a lot on this map. It could also be a bit of a change in, in pacing here. Their favorite map, I think they're kind of comfortable on a few maps such as Dragonshire, Conbox SEA. We saw them destroy Maruko in under 7 minutes on
right.
Dragonshire. So here, Infernal Shrines, what do you think they're going to pick and ban?
I mean, we can always go to talents, which they've seen in the previous game as well. Tassadar and Zarya definitely first pick, first ban on both teams. We've seen that consistently throughout the entire game so far. But however, there are some key heroes that can perform really well on Infernal Shrines. Wonder if they'll be going for them as well.
Yeah, there are a few key heroes such as Kerrigan, Sonya. I think those worked really well. Zarya getting banned here as a first ban, it's tricky because you're not so sure. I would say Tesla is almost guaranteed second ban. If you take out Zarya here, okay, you unlock a lot of other options. They were thinking if they want to play Zarya themselves, which is why they were thinking whether they want to ban it or they want to play it. Then we have to test the ban. Nothing surprising. Southeast Asia hasn't grown past the Tesla yet.
Yep.
Hopefully, Teddy, one day we're gonna be able to see Tassadar. You know what? I'll give it Tassadar. I'll beat you anyway.
Well, I mean, Tesla is still a pretty powerful hero. I mean, given the vision and the amount of support and utility it can bring, definitely still a first ban. But of course, we would love to see Southeast Asia grow past the stage and see how effectively they can do to counter Tassadar.
Yeah. I love that. Vala, instant first pick. One of the most consistent right-click damage dealer. Last game, I think she dealt a sizable amount of damage. The problem there was just that there was a lot of anti-synergy in Meowpoc. The Void Prison going down. Then you have the Rain of Vengeance. It's just a little bit of mistakes here and there. Maybe the team was panicking, but here we have Conbox SEA. 2 picks for Infernal Shrines. I would suggest Ragnaros, but knowing Southeast Asia, they probably would ignore me.
Well, Ragnaros, why Ragnaros is a pick actually is because it can double up as both offensive and defensive hero. I mean, being in a Molten Core form, basically you can stop any aggression coming in from the Punisher.
I love this. The perfect partnership between the demon and an angel.
That's
this is
right.
Gul'dan and Auriel. Why we mention Ragnaros is because Ragnaros can actually help to clear the shrines very quickly.
Yeah,
the explosive rune from Molten Core, it keeps Ragnaros safe. He doesn't need to be near the area. He can apply a lot of pressure, especially when the enemy is like all over it. This Gul'dan Auriel is going to help a lot. But if Meowpoc sniffs a bug, they may be going Probius here.
That's right. I mean, Auriel and Gul'dan has been a combination we've seen played a lot yesterday as well. We've seen a bit of a sub, a bit of a tech sub, which is they used Morales instead of the Auriel. But nonetheless, the idea is still there. You keep sustaining Gul'dan while he spams the spells all day, every day.
Yeah, okay, so this is a good partnership because Gul'dan's going to be able to deal damage. He taps, deals damage, he comes back as Hope. The Hope from Auriel heals him up with Ray of Hope. He doesn't need to tap as much, he can still spam a lot, so wow. It's really good synergy.
That's right, giving Comboxy a lot of hope here.
Haha, we're seeing the Kerrigan, Teddy.
Finally, as you mentioned, Kerrigan can easily solo the shrines, keeping the objective here. And because of that, basically, the strategy here is, well, Kerrigan solos the shrines, the rest of the teammate zones Comboxy out. So this could be a really good strategy if they execute it properly.
It works well also because the backline are kind of squishy. They don't really have escape mechanics for Gul'dan. When you pick Auriel to commit it so early on, you don't have Lucio as an option. Lucio will help Gul'dan with movement speed. He's going to be as fast as an F1 car, but here, not going to be possible. I want to see a Sonya ban because Sonya is going to really tear apart this front line, regardless of which hero you pick. Unless it's an Arthas, you see the ban on ETC. It's clearly because they don't want to deal with that frontline stun chain combo with Kerrigan, ETC, and we have
Sonya ban,
Sonya.
of course.
Yeah, I'm hoping that they follow through the Sonya ban. I don't like the fact that they picked Malfurion so early on. I think that they don't really need Malfurion, and there's only one reason, Teddy, why Malfurion's picked at this point.
For cleanse?
No, it's because Meowpoc is so good on Malfurion.
I see.
His signature hero, one of the best. They're not going to care what I say. They're going for the Arthas ban instead, which is also legitimate because this is going to slow down Kerrigan a lot. I feel that Sonya probably destroys Kerrigan, but Conbox doesn't care. This is also good. Greymane Tyrael. I like this combo a lot. Tyrael acts as a secondary support with Sanctification for both Gul'dan, Greymane. You dive his backline, he's going to keep you alive. And Greymane, on the other hand, he needs a bit of a frontline support. Sanctification is going to help a lot. And if there's too much pressure, you have the Crystal Aegis. So it's still good.
So do you think that the last pick for Comboxy will actually be the Sonya? That should be pretty interesting.
Oh, that's a bit greedy because then you have two very strong objective clearance heroes, but both of them fulfill the bruiser role, so who's going to be the main tank?
What do you think of Tyrael as the main tank?
Tyrael's on that side already.
Oh, sorry, as in Sonya on Comboxy.
Sonya on Comboxy would be decent, I think, would be okay, but it becomes very melee-centric, except for Gul'dan, which, I don't know, it feels like at this point, they have enough clear for the shrines that they don't really need to have a Sonya. For Meowpoc, however, they need really good, strong frontliners, which I would think that in this instance, it has to be a Muradin, it has to be something that can stand the ground. Dahaka's also pretty good.
I mean, we have Dahaka and Johanna. I was about to say Johanna, but given that her potential for wave clear here, so yep, they definitely picked the Dahaka here, like you mentioned here. So Dahaka definitely a very good global hero, as we saw in the previous game. Given that this well, isn't exactly as huge a map as Cursed Hollow, but global would definitely play a huge role here.
Yep, definitely good. Johanna is just there to keep Kerrigan a little bit safer. Of course, she does have the ability to land this Blessed Shield. I will kill for a Falling Sword, but I don't think it's going to happen. Combox SCA, what do you think is the last pick?
Well, I think if they might prioritize the clears on the Infernal Shrines, they might go for the Sonya, seeing that the Sonya has not been banned. But if they go for a bit more defensive, they could go for another ranged assassin this time round to keep up with the Gul'dan.
I don't think they're going for range. They've got 2 damage dealers already, but still triple range is something they've seen before. They've got enough support. I think they want to have someone to hold the front. So in that case, Leoric would be a pretty good pick here.
Oh, nice. Prophet.
Prophet Babel. Leoric's so good against Johanna, against Dahaka, but Conbox SCA is not known to run Leoric, so they're drafting correctly, but can they pull it off?
That's right. In the end, it all comes down to execution here. I mean, you're absolutely right. Leoric can go against the Johanna. So once again, it comes to the win condition. Definitely, you want the Johanna has to peel for the Kerrigan to ensure that she gets the kills. So whether Leoric can actually counter that, that's going to be the question.
I like the fact that they've got some good follow-up. Kerrigan goes in, full combo. There's a root there, Vala, Rain of Vengeance, and then you have Wham Bam. Thank you, ma'am. A lot of burst potential in that kind of follow-up. No shields whatsoever, but there's that Crystal Aegis. There is that Sanctification. So it is going to be... It's going to be hard. Execution-wise, for both teams, it's going to be hard. You want to time your skills properly. You want to also make sure that, you know, you sidestep away those defensive skills from Conbox if you're playing on the side of Meowpoc. And at the same time, there's a Horrify.
That's right.
All right. Teddy, are you ready?
All right. Potentially the final game. if Comboxy wins this.
I hope it's not, but here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, game number 2 between Meowpoc and Combox SCA. On the red team is Combox SCA. We got Endeavor on the Leoric Stronger playing the Oriole. NSJ will be your Grey main. Zaze on the Gul'dan, and Mer will be the Tyrael.
That's right, on the side of Meowpoc, blue side at the left. Meowpoc on the Malfurion here, Peter Xiao on the Johanna, Excarik on the Vala, Zest, and again on the Dehaka, and Dikurza, of course, on his Kerrigan.
Okay, so looking to be pretty okay. We've seen Dikurza play this melee brawler role pretty well. And mid lane wise, obviously still trying to play it slower. This could be easily punished in other formats where a team like Resurgence could be taking off a tower already by this point. But here they're playing it safe. They're playing it in the mid lane. Dikurza with another signature pause. Man, you just gotta love these pauses.
That's right. I mean, it builds up the momentum and the hype. It builds up the hype.
It's like, what's gonna happen next? I don't know.
Stay tuned to find out.
I don't know. You don't know. Nobody knows. This looks like another coffee moment. They are ready to go back into this game. But the laning wise, I would be expecting Dehaka because of the fact that he's got global, right? He's gonna be in the off lane a lot more. I want to see a little bit more of a ratty Dehaka, in the sense that you rat a little bit, you go and push the lane on the side, but all that thought.
They're going in anyway, but still going for the trade of the blows there. Well, just jumping straight in, but still no picks off on the side, playing aggressive on the side of Combox, but Meowpoc instantly just reacts to it, not giving them any kills. Nice
Stun from Stronger. Now, the reason why Lyric's already on top is because they don't have global, so the Haka should be able to just, brush Stalker there pretty easily. And you see the rotation on both lanes. Johanna should be able to match this. It's a little bit weird that it's kind of slow.
That's right. I mean, you see the rotations happening, and they're just trying to adapt to the other team's rotation while the top lane soaks. So you see right now, again, they're going to the bottom. Our Meowpoc looks like they're also rotating to the bottom as well, trying to find that pick off.
This is a good game. This is a good game. You look at the speed that both of these teams are rotating, but a fast clear means that they have a bit of a turnaround on Pizza Xiao. Is going to be fine.
Well, it's still fine. And this so playing so much defensively. They see it, they try to kill, but they do not commit. So once again, Comboxy on the middle lane, and Meowpoc at the bottom lane. Johanna going to the middle lane, making sure to quell any aggression or any push coming on the side. And again, another rotation to the bottom.
Yeah, they're just doing it mid-bottom like clockwork. It's so nice. The main reason why Meowpoc's not clearing as fast is because they don't want to spend the mana too quickly on Kerrigan. She's going to have to use some of her skills. There's also the fact that Johanna may be able to pull the minions together, but Vala's, multi-shot, it's got a little bit of a cooldown, whereas compared to Gul'dan's Fel Flame, that's just easy sweep.
Of course, and given too that the Infernal Shrines was actually coming up, they wouldn't want to be caught in a position where they're going back to base while the other team goes for the Shrines. And it seems right now the Shrines has been activated by Comboxy, and they are holding a pretty dominating position on the middle Shrine.
Okay, you see the jump going in. Already Mer now. Not going to use the Eldrin's Might. Zast in a little bit of trouble. Pops the extra HP help coming in from Malfurion. Mer now dropping even lower in the background. And we have 22 against 12. NSJ in range form doing some extra damage there. They're just baiting the Guardians towards the right side so they can play from outside the Shrine. But how effective is this? They just need 12 more. And it seems like Meowpoc cannot wait any longer. Zessen dropping very, very low. And you see Endeavor just being very aggressive with the Skeletal Swing. Picks up the kill. Pulls back just nicely. But the right click from Excarik lands beautifully. Mer now gets punished as well.
But here it comes. The Tyrael Bomb coming doesn't quite catch anyone down. And they're still going for the count. And they will be able to capture the Arcane Punisher in the middle lane.
I don't see the magic from Dikurza. I didn't see the magic going in. He wasn't clearing the minions fast enough. He wasn't jumping enough fast enough. He needs to be a little bit more proactive in this kind of engagement to ensure that they have the advantage going in.
Well, that is because in the middle Shrine, it wasn't about actually collecting them. It was just about trying to cement a dominating position, and they were just desperately trying to get a single kill.
They're definitely trying to do that. It's also very nice to see Combox SCA, just baiting those Guardians out so that there is no way Kerrigan could jump around them as much. And here we have still a very even game. Losing a Punisher is not like, game over. This is still very nicely done because they have the Dehaka. He was already at bottom lane soaking.
That's right. And we see on the top lane now, going against the Leoric, Kerrigan goes up to face him, but Kerrigan will also be rotating into the bottom lane. And here we go again. Nice
Condemn coming in. Also the Root following up as well. Zessen dropping very low. Meanwhile, they get a bit of an extra heal from Meowpoc. And we have the Kerrigan coming in. If only the Kerrigan was here a little bit earlier, that would have been a fantastic follow-up after the Condemn from Johanna.
So yeah, here's the thing about putting not a non-global hero on the offlane. You need them to actually join the team, the team as fast as possible when these kind of fights happen.
Okay, the combo missing. ZesM behind, nice drag. Also gonna see the entangling roots coming up, but still no follow-up. Dikurza, second one, nope, no, not enough. Still waiting for the cooldown, and it finally lands onto a little bit of a target there, but it will not be enough. ZesM pulling back again, the Drain Hope going so far, so deep, and ZesM will go down. This is why Leoric is so good against other tanks.
And I like how Leoric was just always on the Dehaka. He just never let the Dehaka go. And because of that, basically, Myeonbok couldn't even go against the aggression of Comboxy. And looks like they can go for a fort.
Well, the key question here is that there is no sanctification, and Myeonbok's already struggling. They're not even jumping to the backline using Kerrigan. There is almost zero follow-up from the flank from Dehaka. They're not using the Brush Stalker enough. There's a lot of things they can work on in this game. But it's still not over yet. Half a level lead for Combox SEA.
That's right. I mean, still a lot that can be said here. The Shrines are also activating at the top lane really soon in 3 seconds, as we saw.
I feel that this game, it's going to be a little bit harder for Myeonbok to pull off. If this is the tempo, something needs to be done. Dikurza officially needs to jump to the back line. That's where he is most potent.
That's
you know,
right.
you can go back in and you have the Haka just supporting you a little bit. Johanna's going to be there. I think it will be a good way to start off the fight. Unfortunately, it's just like the tanks are pulling back because of Leoric. All right, they're pulling back because of Leoric. There's the Tyrael shield going on as well, and they're not able to overcome that kind of a heal with just a single Malfurion. Also, do note that post level 10 is kind of die from Combox. They're going to get punished because there's the Twilight Dream. There's a lot of other issues at play, but at the same time, they can get a little bit safer with the Sanctification. They can get safer with Horrify, so it's going to still be even. In fact, if you look at the draft, Teddy, which draft do you think is slightly better?
I actually love the draft coming out of Myeonbok because it's actually pretty solid, especially in the map like Infernal Shrines. But it's really, as we can see so far, that it's proving actually really hard to execute here. I mean, we can say that the Sanctification coming up soon on the side of Comboxy, it's going to quell so much of the aggression that is basically Myeonbok is built on. I mean, Valla and Kerrigan jumping onto the backline, as you mentioned. And when the tanks pull back, especially, it's going to be really hard for actually Johanna to actually protect Kerrigan when he does this. So
Yeah.
it's going to be really hard.
Well, this is why they were thinking really hard whether to ban Azaria or not in the first phase. It just feels like if they don't ban Azaria and Combox don't ban Tassadar, what's going to happen then? Then it just seems like, you know, the whole draft's going to be very different. But if you look at it from that point of view, Kerrigan's going to have to play very aggressively. And if she does that, she may be a little bit out of position, along with a Greymane being on the flank. I just think that this draft currently, the execution, the way it's going, is that you look at how Combox is playing. You have that Aurel Gul'dan combo in the background, just doing so much solid damage, using Fel Flame and stuff like that. And you also have got Greymane coming in from the side, Leoric, Tyrael, they're just directly in front. I like how this is working out. I'm not even sure if Myeonbok can take the fight slow at this point.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, with the current things that are happening, they're just losing almost every team fight. Combox right now is in the advantage here, and the Shrines are being activated as well. But hold that thought there. Leoric almost gets killed with that aggression coming on the side of Myeonbok.
Yeah, so close. Now, they should continue to focus on the Shrines. They have the minions pushing up for them here. The rest of the members of Combox just rotating back up. They're struggling to get their level 10 on the side of Combox. That's why they were a little bit slower. NSJ, gotta be a little bit careful. You still see the extra Hungering Arrow going down there. And again, Dikurza is just giving up the prime positioning in the Shrines, and I just don't understand this. He should be jumping around those minions, should be looking for an angle. There goes the drag quickly in the background, but is it going to be enough? The follow-up stun is there, but it's not on Gul'dan. Gul'dan dropping very low, but Endeavor will go down first. That's just a Leoric. The cleanse coming out of Kerrigan, but still, Kerrigan will go down. Myrna pulling back Pizzazia all the way at the backline by himself. He gets punished. And this is why Malfurion as a solo healer is not going to be able to keep everyone alive.
That's right. I mean, even without the heroics, it's going to quell so much of what this team, what this draft can potentially do. And now, speaking on the heroics, Combox has already unlocked their heroics. And once again, if Myeonbok don't get to level 10 fast enough, this is going to be another easy punisher for Combox.
Alright, have a level lead here. I think that they've considered this punisher. It looks like they will be looking to defend the top lane instead. And Zay's already going to work against those frontline structures in the event that the Punisher pushes out a little bit more. It's going to be a lot easier for them to follow up.
That's right. I mean, now with the Mortar Punisher coming in from the top lane, for Melpok to actually defend against the top lane, it's going to put them into so much of aggression's reach. I mean, they have all their heroics, and we even have Go for the Throat on the Grey Mane there. And it's going to put them in so much disadvantage here. It's even going to further show that it's so much more difficult for Karrigan to actually go into the backline.
How much further are they willing to allow this Punisher to push? Because you have the Haka bottom, you can come back quickly, but it's going to be 4 versus 4. And yeah, there we go. Okay, so they decided to defend this at a keep stage, which is good. That's a very nice try on Entomb by Endeavor, but it will not catch anyone.
Oh, it's a good attempt for sure. And imagine if the Entomb actually caught someone, that would have been an easy keep.
The Haka just going for the Mercenary in the bottom lane. I wonder if he's going to complete it soon. This guy is sad.
He's just there trying to soak as much as he can, seeing that they're at a disadvantage.
Okay. Okay, there we go. All right, at least he gets it. I think you would have. Well, you denied the cam, yes, but you should have maybe would have soaked a little bit better. I don't know how that works, but the Haka is just so painful. When you're using the Haka to clear a cam, it's just so painful to watch. I like this. Look at Melpok. Crazy aggression on a Bruiser camp. They're just trading sites. They don't want to fight. They don't mind giving Combox 13. You don't mind giving them the fort yet, but it will come at a pretty heavy cost. Leoric rotating single-handedly. You're going to be very careful now.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to get picked off as the Leoric there at the bottom lane. But he still goes one-on-one against the Bruiser, trying to stop the push on the top lane. So now, again, a mathematical equation. Who can push better and maintain that level and EXP advantage? They're just going in for the top fort. However, on the bottom lane, they have actually managed to take down the fort.
Okay, this is Combox just taking a page off Resurgence. You want to push top, we'll push bottom. It's exactly the same scenario happened to them last season. And they're forcing Melpok to come back. Leoric's buying time. Look at those, look at that. He doesn't care. At this point, he doesn't care. He just want to make sure that you don't Hearthstone back home in time.
And that's the thing. I mean, that's the thing. Leoric is so powerful in this kind of roles. If you pick me off, even if you manage to pick me off, I'll come back in no time at all. And here comes the Shrine, and if Combox C actually manages to get this is going to be trouble.
Okay, I'm actually a little bit impressed now by Endeavor's Leoric. He's got some really good positioning there. Of course, the Entomb can have a little bit extra work on, but it's a very good call by Combox SCA. They have the extra level talent, in fact. So this again is going to be their Shrine. That's
right. I mean, even with the powerful wave clear in the form of Karrigan on the side of Melpok, without that dominating position, it's just not going to do anything. And we actually see the scouting zone of Malfurion being taken out. So it's really going to be difficult to defend this.
I like how Melpok has made a series of really good second best decisions, such as when they know they cannot fight, they push lane, they soak, they do whatever they can. But there comes a point in time where you actually have to contest the Shrine, because it's what's going to win a game. Zest, and oh god, he pops that attention. He's waiting for it. No backup whatsoever. He's going to get caught off guard, or maybe not.
Oh wow, he won't be able to get away.
Oh, easy peasy.
Totally calculated.
Yeah.
Everything was calculated.
Very much calculated. He pops that attention. He brush stalkers away, and now he's gonna have to fight the mid lane.
That's right. So I mean, middle lane to defend it is going to take a lot. The Punisher is coming in, and he goes straight for the Johanna Pizza Cell, and there'll be a Murph follow up there. Almost getting trapped there. That was a bit dangerous, but still, nonetheless, the Punisher will be able to save him from getting any fatal damage.
Look at the respect. Look at the respect here from both teams. Oh, the Curza! Oh, what do you want to do? Hold your horses, man. Relax.
So the respect there.
Yeah. There was a lot of respect from Conbox. If it was any other team, they would have taken the keep. They wouldn't care. But that would have been the wrong call. Okay, so here we have potential fight. No holy ground yet. Pizza Cell goes in. This is mine. Stay away. The Curza misses the combo. And again, you see the Entomb coming out. Lots of impact there. Pizza Cell walks away from the summoning point. He doesn't care. And we have Karrigan going now first. The Sanctification is going to cancel out a little bit. But Pizza Cell still behind against the Gul'dan. And in the front line, we have Energy changing targets immediately. Pizza Cell will go down. Fantastic Holy ground, the Eldraine Smite is so good.
Yeah, that's right. Easily will be able to take the Johanna out, and this is going to be very, very bad for Melpok. So because of that, they can build on to the advantage in that team fight. Will be able to push in the bottom lane, but once again, you wouldn't want to play it risky, seeing that they have the advantage here right now.
Did you see that entangling root on green main? It was like he saw the root, he tried to jump over it, but it latched onto him like a crazy ex-girlfriend. Yeah, so good. All right, so 16 versus 14 now. Combox SEA obviously has the lead, 2-level lead. They're playing it so well. They know exactly what to do in those clutch moments there. I just feel like the Curza's Kerrigan is just a little lackluster in this game. He has not landed a signature stun combo against the key enemy targets like Aurel, Gul'dan. That hasn't been done.
That's right. I mean, it's going to need so much more to actually contest against the Shriner. Just being activated by who would have thought we're going in for the N2, we'll be able to keep Melpok down. Will they be able to take Melpok out before the Shrine activate? Going for Raylo, sustaining himself just before he was being taken out.
I like how the Entomb came out as like, honey, I'm home! Boom. And what happens after is a series of very unfortunate events. But here we have Melpok going all the way back up to the top lane. Jonas a little bit late to the party. And, well, I don't know if they can fight this without a 16.
That's right, 16 definitely a huge power spike on Combox C's side. And because of that, that is gonna... They just doesn't seem like they'll be going to contest it. They are still letting it go, and looks like they're going to soak middle lane. This
is like the 5th shrine. If there's 5 shrine in this game, they'd have let go already. Nice Horrify! And you see, ZN popping adaptation is going to be okay. You see Lyric also a little bit of a bad spot. Nice Ravage pulling him back in. And you have Johanna again a bit of a bad spot. That Holy Ground not the best we've seen. You see Crystal Aegis coming out, Zessen in the background doing a little bit of work. The Curza still dropping very low. Will go down, and NSJ still somehow alive. That heal and sustain from Aurel just so good. And you see Zessen trying to give chase, but it's a bad mistake, and he goes down as well. Melpok pulling back, and it's not going to be enough. Pizza Xiao now. 1 against the world. He's going to be able to walk back home. Is there going to be a home run? We don't know. The Timber Strike does not connect, and he goes down. It's a 5-man team wipe.
That was insane. I mean, the positioning at first on Leoric was a bit off. And because of that, Combox C was punished because of that. And Melpok just leaped in. But even though Leoric or no Leoric, basically Combox C was able to wipe out the entire team. And they are going for core right now.
I think they can. I think they can. This may be game. They are saying that this is enough. Okay, maybe not.
Maybe not. Maybe
Kerrigan
not.
is out. It's unfortunate the Twilight Dream from Melpok was not enough to disengage there. It didn't really connect. Sanctification, I think it came out on point. We have to see the replay after this game to know if that really happened or not. But if that is the case, that would have been so sad. That Twilight Dream at that moment would have been so good.
That's right. And I mean, it's really so unfortunate because actually, basically, Melpok did everything textbook style. I mean, you take out the hero that is out of position and you jump onto the team that is scattered. But even though they did it textbook style, they still couldn't take them out. And it could be exactly what you said. The Twilight Dream wasn't land appropriately and they basically couldn't build on that.
Alright, so now this is bad. Top lane is Baron. You got an Angry Punisher. Mortar Punishers. Okay, that's like the luckiest of all 3, alright? But still, they need to get that level lead resolved ASAP. 2-level lead. They're gonna have to win a team fight right about now with a Punisher in favor of Combox. I don't think it's gonna be easy.
It's not gonna be easy for sure, and it's gonna be worse if they hit level 20. They're going in right now.
Okay, the Curza not really jumping in there because the Sanctification. The Twilight Dream goes out while the enemy is in Sanctification. That's a big mistake. Xcarrick now in a lot of trouble, will go down. You see the Horrify coming out as well. Kerrigan also goes down. This should be game. The Punisher's knocking on the wrong structures. Big Boy gonna hit on the right thing. Zezen is gonna Hearthstone back up, but I think this is it.
This is
convincing.
This is unfortunately it. And I mean, basically, you could say that they were a bit out of position. Probably hit the panic button a bit too early. Like hitting the enemy in the Sanctification. That was really unfortunate.
Yeah, very nice game there being played by Combox SEA, of course, the angelic brother and sister.